Hey guys, so today's video is a mini tea. I feel like I don't even have to say that anymore. I know it annoys people, I'm gonna try and look into there and not there, but what can you do? So we have a few stories today. I tried to keep it as interesting and short and snappy and short and sweet as possible, but we know that I just like to waffle for ages. So Instagram, Twitter, follow me please, subscribe, give it a thumbs up, watch as much of it as you possibly can, and that's all I want from you guys in exchange for some mini tea. First story is very off-brand for me, but it's about Offset from the Migos, so that's really cool. He was caught previously cheating on Cardi B, who is his fiance, wife, the mother of his child, something along those lines, and she kind of broke up with him and then she got back with him. Now he got caught cheating again, and there's screenshots. He messaged someone saying "miss you for real" 12 hours ago, and then he started tweeting on Twitter to make it look like he got hacked. And this is like a thing. This is just weird. I don't understand this at all. He also pretended to be gay to make sure that people believe that he's hacked, which just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. But all the Migos are apparently kind of not the most accepting people in the world, so but yeah, this is a bit of a funny story. This is just a bit weird. She actually uploaded a video. She was like, guys, this is obviously fake. He obviously got hacked. We've been at home all this time. Like, we're both sick. And then people are just like, wow, he really got away with it, huh? That's cool. Yeah, I'm just kind of sad that she let him get away with that. But maybe at this point, she's just doing it for her child's sake. She's just, I'm just gonna stay with him and my daughter is gonna be happy. But that's just like a bad example to her daughter to be like, take the man back even if he ain't. Moving on. Tana Mongeau actually didn't do a bad thing. She did a good thing. Strange stuff. Tana Mongeau did a video where she basically said that she passed on a $2 million brand deal, which can't relate. If I got a $2 million brand deal, I would take it in 2.5 seconds. But she said it was with Bang Energy. If you remember what that is, we'll get into it. Bang Energy offered her about $2 million to do a brand deal, which would last about a year, and then she'd post like different YouTube videos, and like every other post would be a Bang Energy Instagram post, and then she would have to post on like stories and do all that stuff. And she rejected it because she said she got very bad vibes from the owner of that company. He was always around town, he gave her weird vibes, and she said that she got kind of sugar daddy vibes from him, where he would sleep around with a lot of Instagram models, and a lot of the models and the influencers that he offered the brand deal to. That kind of led her to just not feeling very comfortable with taking that brand deal, and overall she just felt like that wasn't a good idea for her. And now that leaves a bad taste in my mouth, because who's constantly in a brand deal with Bang Energy? Danny Khan, who happens to be 13 years old. And if Tana Mongeau, out of all people, is made to feel uncomfortable by a man, then maybe that's not the right man to be doing a brand deal with a 13-year-old. Not saying anything's going on there, I just feel like the association of a 13-year-old and this guy who is known around town as like sleeping with everyone. Like, I feel like if Tana Mongeau is like, not really comfortable with this, then maybe Jen, Danny's mum, should take the same approach of like, I don't really want this man anywhere near my daughter, in any way associated with my daughter, but that's just what reasonable parents would do, and not Jen. Next tea, James Charles. James Charles was caught recently, I guess, on Tinder. It was a verified account, which you can be verified on Tinder. Imagine that. The ego on that is huge. And he was verified on Tinder, and he was come across by a straight man who obviously put only women as his preference, and then he came across James Charles, which led him to think that James Charles put himself as a woman on Tinder to find more straight men, which that was a whole situation that we spoke about. And there was a whole article written on it by Distractify, and the headline is fans accuse James Charles of identifying as female on Tinder in order to match with straight men. And they talk about the Tati Westbrook allegations, which kind of would heavily relate to this, and it would kind of make her accusations look more valid and more kind of like reasonable, because I guess then it would prove that he does do that thing where he goes for straight men. And a lot of people started tweeting out about it, and James Charles tweeted back to Dustin Daily, another drama channel, and said that he didn't put himself as a female on Tinder. He put himself as androgynous to basically say that he can look and fit the stereotypes of both women and men. So this is the tweet. It's, I'm so sick of people talking about this. One, my identity on dating apps was listed as androgynous, someone who expresses themselves in both feminine and masculine ways, not a female to trick anyone. Every time someone said they were straight, I unmatched straight away. And the thing is, yeah, this might be true. The thing is, we have no way of verifying it, because I don't think you can see someone's, like, what they put their gender as on Tinder, so it would only be him that'd be able to show us. And with the unmatching thing, once again, I mean, that's not something we can approve or confirm or agree with in any way, shape or form, unless James Charles is the one to prove it to us. So this is a very much, once again, he said, she said kind of a thing. So just like with the Bi Sister scandal and the whole James Charles and Tati Westbrook ordeal, we're not really sure. And I'm not going to express my opinions about this, but if it's true, trash. If it's not, then... Next. In my last video, I mentioned someone called Aaron Carter, and a lot of you guys were like, how do you not know who that is? And I was just being roasted in my own comment section, and apparently he's like has some popular songs or something. I don't know, I'm only 19 and maybe I just missed out on the Aaron Carter phase that everyone went through. But what I was also going to talk about in my last video that I kind of forgot to mention is that Aaron Carter is obviously this like big pop star, like you guys were saying, with great songs and whatever it was. So he should have a lot of money. And he started a GoFundMe to raise $100,000 so he can move out of LA, I believe, or into LA. And the GoFundMe has a picture of him in front of a mansion with a huge swimming pool. He already raised $1,800. Who donated? Who is donating money to this millionaire, or a millionaire gone bankrupt, which, like, that's your fault. That is on you, chief, instead of donating to people that actually need the money. Next T, Jaclyn Hill. There is a lot of shipping problems that are going on right now. Like I mentioned in my last video, a lot of people are getting emails that their orders will be shipped out in like 2 different packages, which could lead to a lot of customs problems and customs charges that maybe people just didn't sign up for. But now there are a lot more problems. So there is a woman that posted a tweet and she said that she went to order Jaclyn Hill products and she never got around to it because they were sold out. So she ignored it, obviously, and then somehow a Jaclyn Hill package came through and she opens it and it's Morphe brushes that she ordered a while back that came in a Jaclyn Hill box. And like I mentioned in my last video, Jaclyn Hill and Morphe seem to be acquired by the same company, which technically means everything's kind of interconnected right now, and she failed to kind of mention that. So maybe all the products, Morphe and Jaclyn Hill, are in the same warehouse or even made in the same lab, and someone somewhere got confused with packaging and put Morphe brushes into a Jaclyn Hill box. Or she just is using Morphe brushes. Oh my god, what a conspiracy theory. Allegedly. Conspiracy theory from a joke. Upon your tinfoil hat. Maybe, just maybe, the brushes that she's selling with her highlighters are actually Morphe brushes that she just rebranded to be Jaclyn Hill brushes, because it's all the same thing anyway. Conspiracy theory, or tea. But talking about Morphe and Jaclyn Hill, we're not done yet. Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics tweeted out saying, "Newsflash, we're coming to Morphe stores." Of course they are, just like Jeffree Star Cosmetics, everyone's going to Morphe stores. Starting tomorrow, Thursday, December 5th, Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics will be in all US Morphe brushes retail locations, so you can purchase and play with the entire holiday collection in person. Everyone get ready to catch the light. These were supposed to be limited edition for the holidays, but now somehow they're in Morphe stores, and what I think is going to happen is they're not actually going to be limited edition. They're just going to keep on restocking and building the hype while claiming that they're limited edition, when in fact they're going to be permanent in Morphe stores, because I think the limited edition was just supposed to be to cover her back just in case things went wrong. So I feel like some influencers will say, oh, limited edition, one, to build up hype so that more people buy the product because they think it's going to run out, and then they keep on restocking it and people keep on thinking it's a limited edition product and just keep on buying it. 2, saying limited edition means if something goes wrong with the launch, people don't enjoy the product, you can just be like, oh, it was limited edition anyway, I'm not going to even address it, I'm not going to release it again. You don't have to like cancel the product because it's limited edition anyway, so it's not coming back. And I feel like maybe Jaclyn Hill already had a certain batch of highlighters ready and she, let's say, released only half of them in the first launch but claimed she sold out, when in reality she's just going to keep on restocking. That's why she is able to restock as quickly as she is. People were saying, you know, how can you restock within a matter of 2 weeks? I think she already had those highlighters ready. It's not like she's producing them again. I think she made a larger batch, sold out only like a percentage of it, and is now restocking with just the rest of the batch, and the rest of the batch is going to go into Morphe stores. I think they were ready from the get-go to sell more than they claimed they were going to sell, and that's why companies tend to never say how many units are going on sale, because that gives them more freedom and more leeway to kind of, you know, claim things are sold out when they aren't, and claim things are limited edition when in fact they have 200,000 other products in their warehouse just waiting for the restock, because it was such high demand that we had to just restock this limited edition product. We're so sorry. sorry, it was your fault because you wanted it, when in reality they were always going to restock that limited edition product. I feel like limited edition over the last few years has lost its meaning. Limited edition doesn't actually mean limited edition like it did back in the day. People will restock popular limited edition products because they know it will make more money, and they don't care if they anger a few people. The good outweighs the bad for them. They'll get a little bit of criticism, but in the end they'll make more money. So, and someone else mentioned that Jaclyn Hill has been known for doing this. So she did that with her original Jaclyn Hill palette, where she said it was limited edition, but then it launched in Ulta 3 months later, so people could have waited and still gotten it, but there was panic because no one could get it. And now you can get it in so many places still. I remember like months after the launch, you could get it on like Feel Unique and all those websites in the UK. So I guess they just made it a permanent item, even though it was supposed to be limited edition. So imagine all those people that bought it, maybe financially they weren't ready to buy it at that moment, but she said, oh, it's limited edition, so they were like, oh, let's just splurge and buy the item now, when they could have just waited and bought it at a better date that suited them more. But you know, another problem with the shipping was there was a girl that ordered one highlighter and she just got a small small box of just highlighters. I think it was 24 highlights she got. So like there seems to be a lot of like rushing and errors made with the shipping. Some are shipped out in 2 boxes, but then you get 1 box of 24 highlighters instead of 1. There is just a lot of problems with the shipping, and I think it's just the people maybe like rushing through them too quickly and they're not making sure that they're doing the right thing. But how can you confuse 1 with 24? Like after packing in 15, you must think this is a bit strange. Who ordered 24 of the same shade? So today when I went on Twitter, I saw YouTube tweet out about YouTube Rewind, and I wasn't sure when it was going to drop. Turns out it dropped today, and they tweeted out a few gifts to go with YouTube Rewind to kind of like tease into what YouTube Rewind is going to be about. And it was a lot about like the James Charles, Shane Dawson thing. So we thought, well, I thought they were going to do like a proper like what happened this year thing, but turns out it was just a rundown of lists. Let's get into the YouTube Rewind, I guess. It's already got like a lot of dislikes. I think it's right now on about 50k dislikes and only about 70k likes. I didn't think it was awful, but I think they definitely took a safe route. Last year they only said what was family friendly and PG and advertiser friendly, and what was not going to get them into scandals. So they didn't include PewDiePie, who was the most watched YouTuber, and they didn't include anyone of value except for like maybe a few people, and even then it was kind of cringe, and even the people that took part in it were like, this is bad. This year they just did kind of like a countdown, like a top 10 kind of a thing. So in every genre they did a top 5 or top 10. So there's like a beauty thing, gaming, overall. And overall, PewDiePie was the most watched channel in 2019, and he was actually mentioned in like 3 different lists. So actually, at least this time, they weren't scared to mention him and get backlash from mainstream media. They were just like, here are the statistics, we're using the statistics, we can't change it. And I think even if they were to get backlash now, they'd just be like, oh, it's the statistics, we can't do anything about it. I think this isn't exactly what we were hoping for, but it's definitely a step in the right direction. And most people right now are just complaining for the sake of complaining. I don't think it was that bad. I think it was still much better than the one last year. So I think this is definitely a step in the right direction. Maybe at some point YouTube will treat YouTube Rewind the way it's supposed to be treated, and not as like a PG friendly, look at YouTube, it's so cool, invest in us please kind of a thing. They'll use it as a thing more for us than for them. It will be for our benefit, not theirs. But I think definitely this is a step in the right direction, and the amount of dislikes it has is just for the meme. People are just trying to beat last year's dislike to like ratio, but I don't think it's that bad. I think it's actually okay. And maybe next year they'll involve more like memes and current things, like funny stuff that came out of YouTube, instead of just keeping it to purely statistics. But then again, it'll be more of a subjective thing, like, oh, why did you take this meme and not this meme, and why this joke, not this joke, when YouTube Rewind is only like 4 minutes. There's only so much they can do, and I think no matter what YouTube does, there will always be people that will be unhappy. So I think they can't please everyone, but as long as they've got the majority covered, I think they'll be okay. And this is just probably the step in the right direction. Look at me backing up Susan. Me and Susan, best buds. Please monetize all my videos. I got a tweet from someone that was like, Jeffree Star and the customer service team are not addressing any problems with the shipping of the conspiracy launch, even though been getting ads on Twitter and like mentioned in tweets. And he seems to go through his mentions quite a lot because he likes tweets about him. But then when it comes to the launch of the conspiracy launch thing, there's just crickets. And I can't really confirm this because I don't know how many people still haven't received their palettes and their makeup, because when you go on the conspiracy makeup hashtag, it's more overwhelmingly just like positive stuff and like, oh my god, I love my palette. So you can't really find anything negative. But let me know if you guys ordered the stuff and still haven't got it. The girl that tweeted at me said that she's pretty much $150 down because she still hasn't heard about her shipping or anything like that. So if that's the case, then I don't know why customer services isn't replying, because they're usually pretty on it and pretty good with stuff, but maybe they've ran out of stock and I'll just wait for the restock. I don't know. Keep on tweeting at him, keep on doing the customer service thing. I feel like, hear me out, Jeffree Star has gotten a lot more, he's been let off the hook for a lot more than, like, for example, Jaclyn Hill would have been. And I know people have said that in my comments and in like tweets and stuff, where they're saying, you know, if Jaclyn Hill pulled half of the that Jeffree Star did with this launch, she would have been slaughtered. But Jeffree Star, you know, there's a hair in his palette, no one cares. There's shipping problems, no one cares. Beauty Bay isn't doing what they're supposed to be doing, no one cares. And I don't know if that's a thing of like, maybe this is just his like one bad launch, so people are kind of letting it slide, or if it's just the Jeffree Star cult that are like, no, I don't care what bad things he does, he's good to me. But yeah, overall, if you still haven't gotten your products, please let me know, and keep on atting him, keep on emailing customer service, and I'm sure at one point they'll reply to you, and if they don't, then yikes, I'll have to talk about it again. Tati Westbrook actually uploaded a video today about counterfeit products, and mainly her palettes being kind of faked and duped on AliExpress and all those kind of websites and eBay and stuff. And I actually, linking back to, I don't know if she uploaded it because of Marlene Estelle's new documentary on Netflix, which I actually watched today. It's called Broken, and the first about 20 minutes of it is about Marlene Estelle, makeup geek, influencers, how things work on the online, and then it quickly turns into a counterfeit product documentary. I think she started off with that to show the growth of makeup and how everything kind of came along and how everything's so big and popular now that people need to buy counterfeit products. I actually watched it. I never actually watched Marlene Estelle as an influencer, and I never bought a makeup geek product, so maybe that wasn't too interesting to me personally. But if you like Marlene Estelle, I'm sure you'll enjoy the 20 minutes at the start, but then it does go into more just like overall stuff. And it was very interesting to watch like how many counterfeit products there are for like Kylie Cosmetics, because she always sold out, and she, you know, the restocks, and then no one would be able to get stuff because it was either too expensive or things sold out too quickly. Now there's like Jeffree Star products there, and just a lot of things that maybe people can't get. Like we kind of saw with the Shane Dawson Jeffree Star launch, even before it launched, there were already listings on eBay for the whole collection for 1.3k. So this just goes to show how big the makeup industry is. And I guess Tati is kind of just saying like, watch out, I will restock my palette, don't buy my on AliExpress because it's not supposed to be there. I just want to say this as a warning for everyone. Don't buy counterfeit makeup, please. I don't care how much you think you want a $50 palette from Jeffree Star, you don't need it. And even if you think you're getting a real on eBay, you're 99.9% of the time getting a fake, so please don't do it. If you can't afford it, there are so many cheaper options. Colourpop, any drugstore brands, Morphe, just anything like that. You can get things for so much cheaper that will not hurt your eyes. In the documentary, a girl bought a fake lip kit that she thought was actually real. It was a Kylie lip kit, and she put on her lips, and they actually put super glue in it, so it glued her lips shut, and she had to use acetone to get it off. And obviously you can imagine the mixture of acetone and super glue, not fun for your skin or lips. And there are a lot of people that go to dermatologists now and have rashes on their face, and they don't know where it's coming from, and they bring their products, because your dermatologist will usually ask you, you know, what products do you use, bring them all in, and we'll kind of analyze all the ingredients. And a lot of the time they're buying fake stuff without even realizing it, because you're getting it from websites that you think you can trust, like Amazon, when in reality you're getting fake stuff because there are third-party sellers on Amazon and eBay and everywhere else. So if you're trying to get a real product, go to the official website or to any official retailers, like very popular retailers. Let's say Beauty Bay, Feel Unique, Cult Beauty, Sephora, Ulta, all the ones that are verified and real and well known, and you know you can trust them. Please don't get stuff on eBay, Amazon, any AliExpress. So that's the tea on that. If you want to watch the documentary, it's actually really interesting. Please do watch. Even if you're not interested in Marlene Estelle, just skip the first 20 minutes and just watch the rest of it, because I think it's really good. Next, tea. Alissa Violet replied kind of to the Jake Paul thing. If you don't know what's happening, FaZe Banks cheated on Alissa Violet. He tweeted out saying I love you, and Alissa Violet started replying to the I love you tweet with all the things that he's done to her, including smashing 8 of her phones, smashing in a windscreen of her car that Chantel Jeffries got for her, cheating on her with multiple women, and then lying about it, and wanting to ship out the dogs that he bought for her because he couldn't be asked to take care of them, and many other things. Now, Banks neither confirmed or denied it, but he did do like a notepad thing to Alissa Violet, where he basically tried to make himself look like a good person and was just like, I could say all the horrible things that she's done to me, but I won't do that, which was his way of saying like, yeah, I might have cheated on her and smashed 8 of her phones and smashed the windscreen off her car, but she's done some horrible things too, so she deserves to be cheated on. And that was that. He never really apologized. The word sorry didn't appear anywhere in that notepad apology. And then after that, Jake Paul tweeted out saying that he'll be releasing a song about the whole thing. And Alissa Violet put on her Instagram story the meme of here we go again, because I can't remember, in I think 2016 or 2017, there was a whole big diss track thing with Alissa Violet, Rice Gum, Jake Paul, Team 10. They were all going against each other, and Alissa Violet made that iconic video in her Supreme hoodie where she was like, Jake Paul treated me like absolute garbage and please don't support him, he's an awful human being. Then she went over all the things he's done to her, which sounds very reminiscent of what FaZe Banks is doing to her now, well, was doing when they were together. She seems to clearly have a type, and that type is bad people that don't treat her well and have no respect for her whatsoever. It's funny because FaZe Banks obviously was like, oh, what Jake Paul did was so wrong. He has no respect for Alissa Violet, who's an amazing human being and deserves respect. And then he did the exact same thing to her. It's awful, and I'm glad that she's way past that now. And I'm hoping that she's now moving on to bigger and better things and better guys, or just being single and focusing on herself, because that would probably be quite beneficial for her right now. And I think we'll end that here. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, comment down below, anything comment down below, and subscribe because I post videos every other day, unless there's a delay. And when there's a delay, you'll know about it if you turn on notifications. Follow my socials down in the description down below, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys!